So, it has been about 6 months since I last recorded or last shot my last video on YouTube, and it's been a lot going on, as we all know. But personally, it's been a lot going on as well, just with healing and depression and therapy and tapping back into my creative self. And I'm sure a lot of us are probably on the same wave when it comes to just trying to get back into ourselves. And that's very hard to do in the times that we're going through. You know, we still have to take care of ourselves. And that's really difficult to do when you feel defeated in a lot of different areas. And so, for me personally, I have been really struggling. I've been having a huge battle with myself when it comes to creativity and self-worth, and I don't know, just feeling really stuck and wanting to get unstuck, and that's really hard to do. You know, coming back 6 months later, I'm not 100%, of course, where I want to be, but I feel like I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I need to do something. I need to do something because it feels like I'm drowning in being lost. And so I would say, at least for the past month or so, I've been feeling a lot better. I've been feeling a lot more motivated to really just tap back into myself and do things creatively, and work out and eat healthier and do things that are necessary. It's just time for us to just really take care of ourselves as much as we can, because although the world is crazy, things are crazy, it's like we can't stop what we're doing. Not saying that, of course, you can't be aware with what's going on in the world, but you still have to take care of yourself at the end of the day. And so, I just want to talk about the art of resilience and how, you know, bouncing back is a superpower. It really is, because in the times that we're going through, our biggest way of resistance is to continue creating, to continue to be there for each other, to continue to live in our authenticity. Even if you don't have a lot of means of, helping other people the way that you want to, or providing, in ways that you want to, taking care of yourself is another way of resistance, and it's another form of resistance. And you can also spark other people, to do the same. There's a lot of ways that you can intentionally, unintentionally, but intentionally help people, with your words, with your actions, with your art. And so, with the things that I've been going through when it comes to depression, and therapy, I've also inhabited, I guess that's the right word, some daily habits, in order to get myself out of a rut, or at least try to get myself out of a rut. And just really making sure that you have, think of a schedule if you can. And I know that might be a lot, but it comes to a point in time where you really want to start just to give yourself a schedule. In the mornings when you wake up, how do you start your day? Of course, maybe don't look at your phone right away. Give yourself that peace, that calm, and that grace in the morning. So that way you're not starting the day off. The world is already crazy, but you also don't want to immediately bring that into your spirit. And these things are easier said than done. They really, truly are. But like I said, you need to also take care of yourself. And so, one thing, or a couple of things that I've done within the past couple months that have really pulled me out, of course, I'm still not 100%, but definitely have pulled me out a little bit out of the rut, is getting back into the habit of meditating and praying and doing yoga and journaling. Things that spark your spirit and give you a sense of peace and calm and creativity, if you will. Whatever those instances are, it's important to do those. Picking yourself up is a task. It really is a task, because it's like, where do I start, you know? And so within this journey, I have also kind of rebooted or revamped what I want to do when it comes to, you know, podcasting and doing things that are necessary for my creativity. And that is to start something when it comes to self-development, self-care, but also those of us that have disabilities. So a lot of people do, whether seen or unseen. I was born with a radio club hand, born with 4 fingers, and so I've had to navigate that in this life. And so I felt like it would be important to speak on that, especially in this moment that we're in. A lot of people need to be heard, need to be seen, and it's important to talk about these things, especially when it feels like there's a lot of minimization and erasure. And so that was, for me, and being in a rut definitely sparked some, not only creativity, but self-care, but also assisting with people who may need the help as well. You may not be able to do much when it comes to just the worldly stuff, but find something that you can do that maybe somebody else might need to hear, might need to know, might need to read. There's a place for you in any aspect that you decide to jump into, and there's an avenue for it. So I think for me, what helped with that is the falling off, getting back up, falling, you know, just the repetitiveness of that kind of forced me into creative mode and wanting to talk more about my journey and those who may need it. You know, eventually, you know, I would love to collaborate with people on this new journey when it comes to like podcasting and, you know, having other people's voices be heard. That's my ultimate goal. And it's important to find yourself, find your craft, find what it is that you love to do. Again, your act of resistance is your creativity, is your voice, your thoughts, and just, you know, just to be there for yourself, and you will somehow end up being there for somebody else that you didn't know needed the help too. So I did want to do some nice little affirmations. And I figured, I think at the end of every episode that I do, I think I want to do affirmations. I want to pull a card and really give you something encouraging to take away from this video. Each time you bounce back, you're flexing a muscle and the ability to keep going when it will be easier to give up. You have new armor, so utilize that armor. So let me go ahead and pull some cards here. I'll just pull one card, and these are my really cute affirmation card. I didn't even drink my tea. Hold on. So these are affirmation cards, and I'll just pull one randomly. Gratitude for growth. I love this one. So with the heart brimming with gratitude, I cherish. With the heart brimming, and it's okay to make mistakes. Make mistakes, you fall, you get back up again. Even when you are tripping over your words. Start again. With the heart brimming with gratitude, I cherish the invaluable growth and profound transformation that has blossomed from the tapestry of my past experiences. Each chapter, whether joyous or challenging, has gifted me with wisdom, resilience, and a profound appreciation for the journey of life. That card is perfect. That is so perfect to what we just talked about. So my new podcast is called One Strong Hand, and it is about resilience, growth. It is about community and just how we can be strong for each other. And it also kind of plays on the fact that, I have a radio club hand, shorter hand. This hand is a little bit stronger, but not saying that this one is weaker. Kind of plays on that as well. But so One Strong Hand is my new little launch that I want to do. And again, it's about community. So eventually, I'll have some collaborators, some features and whatnot on my Spotify, but then also on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. This is my first video back, and I will have more very soon. So thank you for tuning in. Remember to take care of yourself. And remember, your form of resistance is your creativity.